Right. All right. Good morning and welcome to another market review session with the Market Trader. My name is Ray, the Market Trader, and let's go ahead and get started. So we'll go ahead and start off with our risk disclosure. Again, reminding everyone that the content that's being published and distributed by the Market Trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security company or fund. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. Investor could lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used when trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to offer, buy, sell options or forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, we'll go ahead and move into the review of the news and see what news that we have. What news do we have in store here that could impact us as we engage in the markets here? Okay. So a fair amount of news has already been reported here at 8:30 Eastern. We have retail sales, core retail sales, import prices month over month. But we still have a few reports in the horizon. Okay. We have U.S. industrial production month over month. We have U.S. capacity utilization uh, coming up here at 9:15, and then we have U.S. business inventories coming in at 10 a.m. Okay, and unfortunately, we have the headline risks of any sort of tweet from our administration that we have to keep in mind as well. Okay, all right. Moving on to our charts here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off with the market that we normally start off with, and that is the gold. Okay, so we'll start off with that market here. Let's locate that. Okay, here we are. Okay, so looking at open up the gold market here. Okay, now so again, looking at the daily, really to start. We have continued move here to the upside with obviously a fair amount of interest, buy interest here. Okay, we continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and we continue to make all-time highs as we speak here. Okay, for our chart. Okay, same series of candle formations here. We have a little bit of a developing bearish candle here up at the top of the range here around 2950. Okay, and but nonetheless, the pattern remains the same. Okay, we're at the top end of the range. Okay, but remain very quite bullish. Okay, so we do have a developing bearish candle here, but not of the strong variety. Okay, so it is a candle that is somewhat forming here, that creating a little bit of indecision in the market, but nonetheless remains bullish. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, we can see here that we have our initial balance range being established here. Price has made it below VWAP. Okay, given kind of the general bullish nature, question that we have to ask for ourselves: are we going to take maybe a short-term kind of short trade down to an area where we see some demand, or are we going to be patient and wait for this area of demand and not entertain anything to the short side? That's something that we need to consider here. Okay. All right. Let's open up our fixed range volume profile, get a sense for where price is in relation to yesterday's value here. So today is this doesn't look right to me. Okay. All right. This looks a bit better. Okay. Same view, but a little bit more candles here. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're going to take a look at the fixed range volume profile here. We're going to go ahead and start off with Thursday, start of session, all the way to the close of session. Here you can see that price currently is at an area where we could potentially get some support here down at value area low. Okay, this area be supportive, so not necessarily a bad area to maybe consider for a bounce market. Okay, not a foregone conclusion, but an area where we could expect to see maybe some buying. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my price reference levels to this chart here. So let's locate my spreadsheet here, and we're going to go ahead and add our reference levels to this chart. Okay, so these are our reference levels to this chart here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that here. Okay, so again, these are our price levels that we'll be tracking in this market. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can shrink this down here. Well, see, I can expand it, but maybe not take up as much of my chart here. Okay, so we're at a level, okay, that where we could expect maybe the possibility of a reversal in price. Okay, so we are at value area low. Okay, and now we're in the midst of maybe a potential 3-bar reversal pattern getting established here. Okay, price is still below our VWAP. Okay, so that is something to be considering here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchored VWAP here just to see where we are in relation to London. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use this pivot area here. Okay, you can see that we're both below our daily and our anchored VWAP. Okay, so honestly, if I'm really serious about entertaining a long in this market, I really need to get above these VWAPs. Okay, honestly, that's kind of what I look for, because right now the sentiment still at least on the shorter time frame remains bearish. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's go ahead and move on to, don't have much more to say here on the gold. Let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay, crude oil market, here we are. We're going to take a look at the daily, again, looking at this and seeing what kind of market are we potentially coming into today. Okay, so we had a little bit of a push away from this area of demand, and now expectation was that maybe we would get maybe a follow-through candle here, maybe another candle that would indicate that maybe there is a little bit more upside. Right now, so far, we have quite the opposite, a very indecisive kind of doji kind of candle here that's forming here on the crude oil. Not really a candle that speaks to higher pricing. Okay, moving on with a 4-hour chart. Okay, we have our bullish engulfing candle. We had a series of candles, but looks like again right around this value area low. Okay, we've again met up with some sellers. Okay, so there was an attempt to get back inside value from Wednesday. Okay, and that has not been met with any sort of welcome mat. Okay, right now it looks like that's become a little bit rejecting. Okay, now assuming we do get back inside, maybe we do get a full rotation through value, but that event has yet to happen. Okay, all right, looking at the 30-minute chart, we have a developing initial balance range. We had just closed on a rather strong bearish candle here. Okay, and I'm looking at volume delta to see to what degree that was met with some volume, fair amount of volume, about almost 2,000 orders net to the downside. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. We're going to locate the start of Thursday. Okay, here, and then drag that across to today, and you can see that we are hovering right around, let's move this down here a little bit, move this up. Okay, we're hovering right around value area high. Okay, so again, similar to what we were saying, I guess in the gold, okay, kind of hovering around value area low, that could offer us maybe an opportunity for a long trade. The same could be true for us here around value area high. Okay, we've come down to value area high, come down to this area of demand, and we could potentially see an area. This could be an area of reversal for a continuation move of price to continue to the upside. Okay, let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart. Okay, you're going to go ahead and add our levels. These are our levels that we're tracking. Okay, so it'll be interesting for me to see if this candle does indeed close. Okay, again, we're developing a little bit of a 3-bar reversal pattern here that could lead to further prices for a price to continue to the upside. Okay, we are at a logical reference level. Okay, for that event to take place. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I can adjust my line here. There's no adjustment to be made. That's VWAP looks like. Okay, so we have our let's see, what is that line? Oh, that's our value area low from yesterday, from Wednesday. Okay, so we're kind of caught in between two areas here. We have value area high from Thursday, and then we have value area low from Wednesday, and we're kind of caught in between. So what it feels like to me is that we are going to hold, right? I suspect that we're going to hold above value yesterday, and then potentially come into value here, and maybe potentially rotate, maybe as high as value area high for Wednesday. That's what kind of what it looks like to me. Okay. All right. That's kind of what I have for, let's see. Let's go ahead and draw in our anchored VWAP just to get a sense for what London is trying to accomplish here. London was trying to go higher. That's been kind of foiled here for a little bit. So we have price below both our daily and anchored VWAP at the moment. But if we do make it above, right, if we do get a nice close with some volume, then maybe we can restore this upside move that we tried to make here in the crude oil market. Okay, now we've gotten through the crude oil. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq. Okay, we're about 10 minutes away here from the open here. Looking at the daily chart here, looking at the daily. See here. Okay, looking at the daily. Let's see. All right, looking at the daily chart, we can see that we were kind of close to the highs here. This could be an area where we could see some resistance, okay? We could see some resistance around this area here, right? This whole area here is evidence of some selling here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and color in that in red, okay? This area right here could be an area of resistance, okay? Now we're starting to make some higher highs and higher lows. We looks like in yesterday's trade, we did manage to close above this area right here, which could serve as, and now that we've broken it, could serve as an area of support. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we continue to make our series of higher highs and higher lows here. Okay, and now we're kind of coming off that area that I had mentioned before that was prior resistance. Okay, we have a little bit of a kind of like a hammer-like candle that's developing here. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my little channel here, okay, and see if we can get a price event, okay, that could maybe lead us up to the highs of this resistance area here that we had highlighted on the daily chart, okay. It's about maybe 200 some odd points away here, okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, again, we have our this kind of channel. Probably if we've already kind of broken based on this chart, looks like we've already kind of broken some structure here to the upside on the 30-minute chart. You can see here, right? Looks like we've already kind of broken some structure here to the upside, okay? And now we're starting to make it above VWAP, okay? So this could lead us to at least to the highs, okay, of the day, right? Back to the highs of London and potentially beyond, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here, locate our kind of value range. I suspect that we are above it. We'll go ahead and draw it anyway here. Click over here and then to the close. And here we are, nice reversal off of value area high here. Okay. Couldn't ask for a better reversal off of that level. Okay. So we came down to value and now have kind of reversed away and in the midst of a bounce. Okay. Now, again, the next item for me is that I need to see price get above VWAP. Okay. And that will give me some maybe potential confidence that maybe we head higher, maybe back to the highs of London and potentially beyond. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add my levels here. These are my levels that I'm tracking in this market. Okay. Right now, I would say that I'm going to probably be a little bit patient to see if price does indeed close above VWAP. Also wait for my initial balance range to see what price does in relation to maybe at that point we move into some sort of trend today. Now I understand today is Friday, the days that trend. Okay, those are days that generally range. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, all right. So I think we've kind of spoken on some hypos on the Nasdaq. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ES. We'll quickly take a look here at the daily. All right, we'll take a look at the daily chart. You can see, similar to what we were saying in the Nasdaq, we're up at the high end of the chart pattern here. Kind of I would say an ugly kind of price action that we've been receiving here of late. Again, it's starting to maybe potentially firm up here, assuming that we can get a close above 6150. That could lead to maybe a momentum trade up. Okay, in this market. All right. This here looks like a little bit of a corrective pattern here, and now we might be in store for maybe another leg up, maybe to the size of this swing here. Okay, that I see here on the left hand side. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. Okay, we again similar kind of price action with more candles. But we seem to be in this kind of overlapping price action, a little bit. I would say a little bit more bullish of late here. Okay, we have a higher high, a couple of higher highs, and a higher low. Okay, so again, maybe in the beginning stages of maybe a trending pattern here. Important level here around 6150. If we do not manage to get above that, I would suspect that we will come back down to 60.50 or maybe 60.90. Okay. So very important what we do around this level. Okay. We have a developing 4-hour candle that's bullish. Okay. The question is it going to manage to get above 6150? We'll have to wait and see. All right. Looking at this on the 30-minute chart, we see that we have a candle now that's breaking above VWAP. Obviously, that is a bullish event here. I'm going to go ahead and locate the start of the Thursday to the close, and we are kind of inside value. Okay. If I recall, Nasdaq was a hair above. Okay, and reversing away from it. So ES, I guess, is a bit lagging in that aspect. Okay, we are still technically inside value. Okay, so inside some sort of balance area. All right. If we do manage to get a close above VWAP, this area right here, well, that could potentially lead to some higher pricing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my price levels to this chart. Here they are. Okay, these are our price levels that we'll be managing in this, or actually watching. I'm going to go ahead and open up my ADR levels and my ASR levels. Okay, I think I overlooked to add those in the other charts here. So we are already above our average session range for London, and we're kind of smack in the middle of our average daily range. Okay. So yeah, right now it appears that we're looking a bit bullish. Okay. In this market. Okay. I would say that the last kind of vintage of what I would like to see before I would kind of embrace that is maybe a close above 61.45. Okay. But assuming I get a close above VWAP and maybe ultimately a close above this value area high, that could lead to some price action to the upside. Okay. In this market. All right. So let's take a look at the last market of the day here, and that is the Dow. Okay. So we're going to take a look at the Dow here. Okay, we're just going to take a peek here at the before, just kind of encourage folks here. Again, encourage folks to kind of hit the like if you're not already a subscriber. Subscribe, hit the like button if the analysis is supporting your view or supporting your preparation for your session today. Always welcome to see some likes on these reviews here. Okay. So let's go ahead and come back to our Dow here and see what the Dow has to say. We're going to take a look at the daily. I suspect that we're at a similar level. Okay, kind of chopping around here with overlapping price action, not really giving us much indication as to the direction. Really, all we have to fall back on is that we did start this move with a swing up. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart, again, similar kind of thing. We're kind of been ranging between 45,000 and 44,000, not really giving us a strong move in either direction. Okay. So again, more kind of consolidating, ranging price action. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Now, again, I do not have any levels, price levels that I track in this market. So I'm just going to throw out some numbers here. We're going to go ahead and open up this fixed range volume profile here. Okay, we're going to start right about here and drag that across to, actually that was Wednesday. Let's open this up for Thursday. Right about there. There it is. We'll drag this across to there. Okay, you can see that price is inside value, similar to what we were seeing in the ES. Okay, if we are unable to break above value, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to kind of come back down here. Okay. Now we just got the open of the US session. Okay. So we're getting fresh new sets of average session ranges here. Okay. Just going to make sure that this is set to New York. It is. Okay. So we're getting fresh new average session ranges. This is the average session range from yesterday. And now we have we're kind of smack in the middle of our average session range for today. Okay. So again, we have our value area high here. That's kind of like a little barometer that's going to tell us or decide or help us decide which direction the market wants to go here. I'm going to see if I can open up my initial balance here, and then this is kind of the start of our initial balance range. Okay, we have the green lines are kind of the extensions of those lines. Okay, so not out of the realm of possibility here, guys, that we get some sort of reversal away from value high down to maybe the other end of value. Okay, not out of the realm of possibility here. Okay, so again, don't really have any price reference levels here to track. We have 45,000, I guess, on the average session range high, 44,540 on the low end of average session range low. And then we have some slightly higher ranges for average daily range and slightly higher for average daily range on the low end. Okay. So right now, again, my value area high is going to serve as kind of my little litmus test as to what direction they would like to take this market. Okay. If it cannot hold above value area high, then that would be, again, an indication that maybe price is going to, kind of falter here. If we do manage to get above value, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance or maybe an attempt here to get up to possibly average session range highs here. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys as far as this pre-market review. Actually, it's now that the market is now opened. Okay, so again, for all the equities, I'm going to kind of wait for this initial balance range to establish. I'm going to wait for price to decide on whether it wants to extend one of these ranges in either end. Okay, and then base a decision on an execution or trade execution based on that information. Okay. So with that, I think we'll, unless there's a comment or two or question, again, don't hesitate to hit the like. Don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button as you exit the building. And as we close every session, guys, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Have an excellent trading day today. Again, this is Friday. All right, so it's capital preservation Friday, guys. So if you've had a good week, it's probably not a good week to be aggressive. Okay, a good day to be aggressive, I should say. And otherwise, have an excellent trading day, guys, and we'll talk soon.